Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, March 8th, 2025. Welcome to Disability 128 podcast. I'm your host, Sean Ferguson. And for today's message, I'll be talking about the video that I'm going to show you, the very disturbing video um, from is about the Anderson Center for Autism. It's care. Well, I would say it's a place where people with autism go to help with their developmental issue or help them with their development. And basically, this video that I'm going to show you is very despicable. You know, I really think all the employees that works there, they all should be fired and banned. And especially that one guy. That one guy, um, he should be locked up in jail. He should go underneath the jail um, for the way he treated uh, this one young boy that has autism. But before I go show you this video, please subscribe to my channel, click the notification, and also click the like button, and also share this video to your loved ones, or share the videos to other people who have sons or daughter with uh, special needs. Um, and also, whenever you want to take your son or daughter that has a disability, make sure you do your homework, you do your little research on looking up the caregiver and see like what their reviews are, their star reviews, and just interview them and ask them questions before you can go out and hire them to take care of your sons or daughter with special needs. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you this video. Just leave a comment on my page. Tell me what you guys think about this video.
Imagine if this was your autistic teenage son, enduring what appears to be daily assault by a caregiver who uses your son's genitalia as a means of control.
Every day, it kills me to think about the amount of abuse and torture he went through.
What happened to Anil's son occurred at the Anderson Center for Autism, a renowned private facility in Dutchess County, New York, outside of Poughkeepsie, overseen by the state, dedicated to serving, teaching, and housing special needs children and adults. It's been in business for 100 years, and while it's often praised publicly, behind closed doors there are allegations of mistreatment involving the healthcare workers who have been entrusted with protecting such a vulnerable population.
We looked into Anderson and we saw that there were prior incidents that happened there. And when we inquired about those incidents, we were informed that, this was a one-off.
The one-off Anil is referring to involves Jonathan Carey, a young autistic boy whose family alleges he was abused at Anderson in the early 2000s. The abuse and malnutrition caused Carey PTSD. The family secured a multi-million-dollar settlement against Anderson. He was later killed at another state-run facility near Albany. It was an issue Anil and his ex-wife cataloged and reluctantly set aside until August the 11th. Take me back to August, when the crime occurred, what happened, and how you found out about it.
My ex-wife, she received a cryptic text message and then a phone call from a whistleblower, a person who turned out to be a whistleblower. And he informed her that he's been working at Anderson. He worked at the house that my son was residing at. And he had been there for a number of months, and he had witnessed the sexual assault and abuse of not just my son, but of the other children who were also living in that residence. He then sent her the video. And when I received that video, I just let out the loudest scream, and my world shattered.
This is the video that devastated Anil. 50-year-old Garnet Collins, seen here appearing to try and control Anil's son, allegedly by squeezing his genitals.
We immediately got in the car, drove upstate, pulled him out of the residence, contacted the New York State troopers.
New York State police arrested Garnet Collins. They've charged him with the abuse of 2 residents, 2 counts of endangering the welfare of an incompetent or physically disabled person, which is a Class E felony, and 1 count of forcible touching, a misdemeanor. He was released without bail that same day. This is what the grand jury came back with.
That's nonsense.
Although Collins faces up to a decade behind bars, we've been told at most he's expected to serve 6 months. But it is possible he only gets probation. We've reached out to his attorney. We have not heard back. Garnet Collins worked at Anderson for 3 years. The family does not believe their son is the first to experience this type of intimidation, but there's no way to know for sure. Anil's son is largely nonverbal. The facility does not have cameras in the common areas. This was captured by a worker willing to risk his work visa. As a result, that man has been fired, and he is facing deportation. As for Anil's son, the transition back home has been brutal.
He would go into a trance and yell, "No, no, 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 no." And then he would grab, down on his private parts and say, "No, no, 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 it hurts, it hurts."
Anil says this isn't the first time his son was injured at Anderson. He told us the first incident occurred in September of 2023.
A caregiver at his residence hit him in the face with a broom handle. At first, they tried to say that it was self-inflicted. Then they said, "Oh no, another resident another student hit him." It finally came out when they interviewed, some of the other caretakers that no, nobody else hurt him, and the person who was responsible for his care that day finally admitted that yeah, it was him.
Another concerning data point. During his stay, Anil's son lost a significant amount of weight. The family says Anderson told them he stopped eating.
A whistleblower told me that many nights my son was sent to bed without food.
One of the very same complaints found to have traumatized Jonathan Carey before he died. Elon Mazel represented the Carey family in their fight for justice.
That video is appalling. It is shocking. And it's inexcusable. And it's happening out there in the open in the home, which tells you something about the culture of that home.
2 months before Anil's son's video came to light, Governor Kathy Hochul toured Anderson alongside CEO Patrick Paul. She praised their commitment and compassion and gifted Anderson $3 million to build a new training center.
Here they're treated as individuals. They're been given the dignity they deserve, which is so important to me as the leader of this state.
We reached out to the governor's team wondering if she's aware of this latest incident, as well as the Office of People with Developmental Disabilities. Neither responded to our repeated emails. Now that Anil's son has been removed from Anderson, the family's turning their attention to systemic change.
At the very least, we need to hold the Anderson Center for Autism responsible. The rot at that institution is at the top. Some of them are definitely, I think, have a willful disregard for the care and for the safety of the kids. These people should not be running these institutions.
In addition to a change in leadership, the family hopes for upgraded charges against Garnet Collins and an investigation into his superiors. We reached out to Anderson's CEO and its board. They sent us this statement, quote, "Over the last century, we've developed a global reputation as a leader in caring for individuals with autism and developmental disabilities. The allegations of reprehensible conduct are entirely contrary to our values, and we are fully cooperating with the authorities in their thorough investigation, which is still ongoing." Teresa Priolo, Fox 5 News.
All right. This is very despicable. just very despicable. In fact, this is what I wish they can do. I would say they, how would I say this? The government needs to get rid of all the employees that work at Anderson Center for Autism. They need to clean them out, and they need to not work there anymore. They need to have someone else to work there. Not only someone who's licensed or has education, but like someone, they all need to be retrained of how to take care of someone who has autism. Um, and so basically, this is totally wrong, and I agree that family for Jonathan Carey needs to sue that uh, company. This is a big lawsuit in their hands, um, and they need to shut Anderson Center down. They need to shut them down to stop this abuse. Um, and it's just totally wrong. Here's another one that they didn't discuss on the news. So it says Garnet Collins also admitted hitting another autistic student in the head with a laptop, bruising him. That charge was dropped as part of his plea deal. Dude, well, I would say it's a good thing he did take the plea deal, but I mean, it's still wrong. Like, that dude should be locked up for, I would say, 25 years. Because what he did was just so uncalled for. And he should never work for a caregiver ever again. He should be banned from working. And actually, he should be banned from being around people who has a disability. Like, he shouldn't be around anyone who has a disability because he doesn't know how to treat with someone that has a disability. And here's another one. Here's another thing that like I'm so ticked off about. The whistleblower who recorded both incidents and alerted the teen's parents was fired. So basically he got fired for showing evidence to the family and to the loved ones. And if I was him, if I was the whistleblower, I would have sued that company a lot of money too, because they fire him for doing the right thing. Like, what has this country gone to? Like, I don't know. Like, someone needs to pay for this because we can't stand the abuse that these special needs community could take. Like, that's just wrong. And that company needs to be shut down, and all the employees needs to be fired. All of them except for the one person who did the right thing. And not only that, people needs to get trained. They need to have like some sort of like, not community service, but some sort of like, I would say a lot of training of how to handle people with autism. You know, especially the ones who are acting up. They need to know how to help them calm down, how to help them to settle down, and things of that nature. Because whatever is going on, you know, they need to be trained better. This is utterly despicable, you know, and that company, whoever owns Anderson, Anderson Center for Autism, needs to give that up to someone else who could treat them better. Because one thing I won't tolerate is I won't tolerate people mistreating other people with special needs. And I'm going to stand up to them. You know, I'm not going to, you know, let down, mistreat, and abuse the special needs community. I can't tolerate that. And it's a shame that Jonathan Carey got killed because he was malnourished and they didn't treat him right and they didn't feed him. Like, they need to know. So, as I was saying from the beginning, before you hire a caregiver to take care of your sons or daughter that has special needs, my advice to you is do your research. Look up that person. Does he has good history or bad history? If he has good history and he does a good job, and let's say he got like 5 stars or something like that, hire him. You know, I always go for a 4 or 5 stars caregiver. Nothing less. If you have something that's less than 4 or 5 stars, don't hire them. Because those are the type of people that could mistreat your sons or daughter with special needs. Again, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, give care, and I'll see you later.